Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Saṅgham saranam gacchāmi. Venerable says, Venerable Bhikkhuni, friends in the Dhamma, I am very happy to be here with you to share the Dhamma with you. Dhamma is the teaching of the Buddha. In parallel with the Vesak full moon day, today whole day we are practicing the Dhamma. We are following the teaching of the Buddha. For this Dhamma talk, our topic is existence and non-existence of mind and matter. For us, what is matter, it doesn't matter. What is matter is mind, but mind is not a matter. So mind and matter are to be understood clearly. This mind and matter means in Pali nama rupa. The modern physics teaches us different forces in the world, such as heat, light, sound, liquidity, atom, different particles, different subatomical particles. Now physicists talk about quanta. Quantum. Quanta is the plural. Quantum is the singular. Quantum physics. Quantum theory, quantum leaps, that is what they talk today. Whatever they talk, this is not against Buddhism. Whatever they talk is the kind of different things, different vibrations, different sort of changing. Things are ever changing. Buddhists accept this. This is what we call impermanence. Things are ever changing. That is what we call anicca. Whatever they say, whatever the physicists, whatever the scientists say, they come to the conclusion through their instruments, not through their mind. They don't talk about mind. They can't talk about mind. They talk things, they sort of invent things through their instruments. Whereas the Buddha developed his mind, and the Buddha saw the world, experienced the whole system of the world through his intuitive wisdom, through his mind. That is the difference. If the scientists can see this through their mind, they can attain enlightenment. But the scientists, they don't attain enlightenment. Because when they are in the lab, in the laboratory, they are scientists. When they go to church, they believe things. They have to believe. They believe that there is something permanent. When they are in the lab, they accept that there is nothing unchanged. Everything is changing. This quantum. They are talking about changing things. Referring to quantum theory, they say that when things are going to be observed, it is not there. It is somewhere else. because that is changing. That is what the scientists say when they are in the laboratory. But when they are at the church, they have to believe that the world was created, I was created, and there is something permanent in me. Right after my death, I will be unified with, from where it came to. That is how they believe. So these two are contradictory. But we Buddhists never believe such things. We don't want to believe. Buddha said, do not believe anything simply because it is there in the scriptures. Simply because it is mere hearsay. Simply because it is your tradition. So this is different. They talk about scientists, whatever the branch of the science, they can talk only about matter. What is matter? Not about mind. They can't say how extent that merit we have in our mind. The love that we have. These are different. The Buddha taught us about mind. Buddha dissected the whole universe through his intuitive wisdom and said the world is nothing but mind and matter. Then the Buddha dissected man, humans and other beings, and said beings are nothing but mind and matter. That is why we want to understand what is mind and matter. So matter is, of course, as most of you have studied science, learned science, you might have some science degrees. You know what science is, most of you know what matter is. The Buddha has very clearly defined what mind is. That is what is matter. That is what is important for us. The mind. This mind is defined. The Buddha has defined this in the Dhammapada. There is one particular chapter called the mind, Chitta Vagga, in which we find several stanzas. The Buddha defined mind. In the Dhammapada, the first verse of the Dhammapada, the Buddha said, Mano Pubbangama Dhamma. Mind is the forerunner of all our actions, all our thoughts. Mind is the forerunner. Mind is the precursor. Mano Pubbangama Dhamma. Mano Settha. Mind is cheap. Mano Maya. Thoughts are mind-made. Things are mind-made. Thoughts are mind-made. Mano Maya. Manasa che paduttena. Bhasativa karotiva. If one acts through evil mind or say something through evil mind, bhasativa karotiva, tato nang dukkhan anveti, that is an evil deed, unwholesome deed. It's suffering that follows after oneself, just like the chakkang or bahatopada, just like the wheel of the cart that follows the hoof of the drawn oxen. That is how the Buddha said. Mind. Referring to the mind, again the Buddha defined the mind, the nature of mind. The Buddha said, Durang gamang, the nature of mind. Durang gamang, eka charang, asarirang guhasayang ye chittang sanya messanti mokkanti marabandana. Durang gamang, this mind, faring far, going far places. Durang gamang. Eka charang, no companions. Go alone. Wherever it goes, go alone. Goes alone. No companions. Eka charang. Asarirang, no body. This mind has no body. Guhasayang, it dwells in a cave. Cave means this body. Cave in the body. Cave of the body. Guhasayang. Ye chittang sanya messanti. If one tames this mind, controls this mind, chittang sanya messanti mokkanti marabandhanam, he can release, he is released from the bond of Mara, Mara's trap. He is released from Mara's trap, Mara's bond. Mokkanti marabandhanam. Again the Buddha said, Sududdhasang, this mind is very difficult to see. Sududdhasang, very difficult to see. Sunipunang is so subtle. Sududdhasang, sunipunang. Yatta kama nipatinam, this mind falls wherever it likes, not wherever we want, but the mind wants. Mind likes whatever it likes, it falls there. It clings there. Sududdhasang sunipunang yatta kama nipatinam chittasya damato sadhu. Sadhu means wonderful, it's excellent, very good. Chittasya damato sadhu, taming this mind is very good, very well. It's excellent. If you can tame this mind. Chittasya damato sadhu. Chittang dangtang sukhavaham. When tamed, this mind brings happiness. These are some stanzas how the Buddha defined, to understand how the Buddha defined the mind. Pandanang chapalang chittang. Pandanang is flickering, fickle mind. Pandanang chapalang chittang. Durakang, it is difficult to protect this mind. Dun nivarang, it is difficult to guard, difficult to cover it. Ujung karoti medhavi, only the wise can tame this mind, strengthen this mind, just like the Fletcher strengthens an arrow. The wise person, wise man, tame this mind and strengthens this mind. So this is how we have to understand mind. Once a certain hunter went to a wood, went to a forest with his dog, the leash dog. He got pieces of ropes and went to a wood to capture some animals. He wanted to do sort of experiment. When he went to the forest, he found a fox. He caught the fox. He tied the fox with the piece of rope. And now, as he had the dog, now he has another one, that is fox. When he went further, he found a monkey. He tied the monkey with a piece of rope. Now he has 3 animals. Then he went further and he found a snake. He got the snake also, tied the snake. And he found a bird. He captured the bird and tied the bird with a piece of rope. And then he found a crocodile. He tied the crocodile too. Now he got 6 kinds of animals. Dog, fox, monkey, snake, bird, and crocodile. 6 animals. He got all the 6 ropes and make a knot and put them all in a sort of space in the ground where there are no trees. So he wanted to see what happened. He kept them all there on the ground so that they can drag to different places. So they started to drag to go to different directions. Now the dog wants to go home. The dog drags to go to village. Now all those are in the sort of knot. They are now dragging. The fox wants to go to the forest. He drags to go to the forest. The monkey wants to go to the tree. He drags to go to the tree. And the snake wants to go to the ant hill. He drags there to go to the ant hill. The bird wants to fly. The bird drags to go to the sky. And the crocodile wants to go to the water. He drags there. So all the 6 animals drag into all 6 directions. Now he wanted to watch this, and he watched for some time, and he found that all the other animals became weak, and the crocodile take them all into the drag and take them all into the water. This is what happened to us. We have these 6 animals with us: eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Mind is the crocodile. Your crocodile, my crocodile also. This crocodile is to be guarded, to be controlled. So just like that, if we can tame our mind, we can tame our senses. What is more important is taming the bull, taming the mind. Mind is sometimes compared to a monkey. This Buddha himself compared this to monkey. The Buddha said this is a monkey mind, because it's, the monkey, it's jumped from one branch to another, leaving behind one branch, grasp another, right? Grasp another, right? From branch to branch, jumping and grasping one by one. Like that, we grasp things one by one. If we can understand this nature of mind, we can tame our mind. Once the Buddha said it is quite difficult to give a simile to this mind. It is such a fast thing in the world. It is the most powerful energy in the world. It's the fastest energy. It's not the light. The mind is the fastest force in the world. Energy. Mind energy. Upamapi na sukara. The Buddha said, Upamapi na sukara. It is quite difficult. It is not easy to give a simile to mind. Once a certain deity came to the Buddha and asked, Kenassu niyati loko, kenassu parikassati, kenassu eka dhammassa, kissassa eka dhammassa, sabbeva vasamanvagu. He asked questions. He asked, Kenassu niyati loko, by what is the world led around? Kenassu parikassati, by what is the world dragged here and there. Parikassati, here and there. Dragged here and there. Kissassa eka dhammassa sabbeva vasamannagu. What is the one thing that all are under its control? That's his question. Then the Buddha said, Chittena niyati loko. The world is led around by mind. It's by mind. The world is led around. World is moved here and there. World in this case means this man. The world led around by mind. Chittena niyati loko. Chittena parikassati. By mind the world is dragged here and there. Chittassa ekadammassa sabbeva vasamangu. It is the mind that all it's under its control. The whole system of the world is controlled by mind. You see, the world is created by mind. Things, all these things were created according to our mind. We ourselves have to decide these things. It is our mind. That is why the Buddha said things are mind-made. Mano maya. Mano maya. So mind and matter, when we think of mind and matter, there are two explanations, two analysis according to Buddhism. There are two analyses. One is the Abhidhammic analysis. The other is the Sutta analysis. Abhidhamma and Sutta. According to Abhidhamma analysis, mind and matter means matter is classified into 28 parts. Matter means earth, water, heat and air. These four elements. In this body we have matter. And mind, according to Abhidhamma, mind means feeling, perception, volitional formation and consciousness. These four are called just like the four fingers. Matter and feeling, perception, volitional formation and consciousness. That is the Abhidhammic classification. In the Sutta, in the original discourses, Buddha said, what is matter? Matter is the four elements. That's true. But when the Buddha said mind, Buddha said mind means contact, feeling, perception, volitional formation and attention. These five. So those are the two different analysis. Of the two, I always go to the Sutta analysis, what the Buddha exactly said. I always talk about that. Let's understand this analysis according to Sutta, according to discourses, original discourses. Matter, when we say matter, the Buddha has delivered several discourses about different elements. In the Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta, Tittayatana Sutta, Maha Tittayatana Sutta, Maha Hattipadopama Sutta, in these different discourses, Buddha has pointed out the different elements. According to the Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta, analysis of elements, Buddha said, this man is the Chaddaturo Ayang Bhikkhu Puriso. That is how the Buddha said. The man is the the so-called man is the 6 kinds of elements. 6 elements here. Within us there are 6 elements. What are the 6 elements? Earth, water, heat, air, and air, space, and consciousness. Those are the 6. Again, I will tell you again. Earth, water, heat, air, space, consciousness. Those are the 6 elements. So man is nothing but these 6 elements. That is what is called man. So matter means 5 elements. Mind, consciousness is the mind element. That is how we have to understand this mind and matter. When we refer to these 5 aggregates, consciousness is one of the aggregates, one of the lots. The others, feeling, perception, volitional formation, and consciousness. These volitional formations, these are to be understood again. Feeling, what is feeling? How it takes place. Feeling takes place because of contact. That is why we want to understand contact. Contact means not tactile, not only tactile contact. Not only tangible things. Even through your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, all these 6 senses. There are contacts, 6 contacts. These are called 6 bases of contacts. These 6 bases of contact should be understood. So when we see things, we have I, object, and consciousness. So when there are 2 forms, I and form, there arises consciousness. When the 3 combines, when the meeting of the 3 is called contact. It is because of that contact feeling arises. That is how feeling arises. Feeling is not pain. We in Sinhalese we say Vedana. Vedana is basically it's sort of pain. Feeling, when you say feeling, that is not Vedana but Vindana. You can say Vindana. It is Vindana. So feeling, once the Buddha compared feeling to a cow, which was skin cow, no skin. When the cow has no skin, it's bloody, it's a wound, but still alive cow. It's going here and there. Whenever she wants to sleep, she goes to sleep, but can't sleep. It's Vedana, feeling. Then wherever she goes, there are many different kinds of creatures, flies. They all come to eat it, this wound, this blood. They all come to suck blood. So whatever they do is feeling. So the cow wants to go to the water. It goes to water to escape from this. Then all type of fish, they come and they try to eat. No escape. Feeling is everywhere in the body. Just like the skin cow. Feeling, that is feeling. There are many kinds of feeling. Basically there are 3. Pleasant feeling, painful feeling, and neither painful nor pleasant feeling. These are the 3 types of feelings. Sukha Vedana, Dukkha Vedana, and Adukha Asukha Vedana. The Buddha compared peeling to a bubble. Vedana bubbulupama, bubble, bubble. Bubbulupama is bubble. Vedana bubbulupama. That is how the Buddha said. It's just like a bubble. It's come up, gone. Not permanent. Vedana is not permanent. Sometimes when you have sort of Vedana, sort of feeling, you think that, oh, it's painful. While you are practicing, oh, my knee, it's painful. How can I stay? How can I practice? Looks like it's permanent. But it's not permanent. If you patiently wait, observe it, it should go. It should change. It should change because it's something changing. It is impermanent. Vedana is impermanent. Sanya. Sanya means perceptions. Our perceptions. Perception takes place again because of contact. If there is no contact, no perception. We perceive things because of our contact. Perception is compared to mirage. It's something illusion. Marichi kupama sanya. That is how the Buddha said. Then sankhara. Sankhara was compared to a trunk of banana tree. No hope. When you remove the layers, one by one, layers by layers, to remove, eventually you don't find any core. Just like that, sankhara. Volitional formations. Volitional formations are, in other words, karma. Kaya karma, vachi karma, mano karma. Kaya sankhara, vachi sankhara, mano sankhara. These are more or less the same. There are differences, but you can say these are karma formations, karma formations. That is where exactly the karma is recorded in the aggregates of volitional formations. And consciousness is compared to a magician. Mind is a magician. Displays many kinds of magics. Shows many kinds of magics to us. This is how we to understand this physicality and mentality, mind and matter. So let's understand the existence of mind and matter. For the existence of mind and matter, a mind should come to a consciousness. A consciousness should reach to a consciousness. Or, in other words, mind and matter should come to a mind and matter. That means to be born as a being, a consciousness should come and descend into a mother's womb. For that, according to the original discourses, 3 unions to be completed. 3 factors are to be completed. The first one is the parents' union. The second is the mother's purity. Mother should be in due season. And the third is the most important factor. That is the arrival of consciousness. Sometime you might have heard the term Gandhabba. That is what we call Gandhabba. So, with the completion of these 3, a conception is taken place. When the consciousness is conceived, from the time, is a being. If one kills this being, it's a murder. human beings. So that is how this physicality and mentality, this mind and matter come to be. Beings are born to this world. So, for the existence of mind and matter, we need nutriments. There are 4 nutriments: Kabalinkara ahara, Phassa ahara, Mano Sanchetana ahara, and Vijnana ahara. Those are the 4 nutriments for the sustenance of beings. Kabalinkara ahara means whatever the gross or subtle food or drinks that we take. That ahara, that nutriment is only for this body. For the mind, there are four ahara, 4 nutriments. You see, mind and matter. When you say mind and matter, mind is always powerful. Mind needs 4 kinds of food, 4 kinds of nutriments. Body needs only 1 kind of food. So the second one is Kabalinkara ahara, Phassa ahara. Phassa is contact. That is very important. That is why I reiterated, that is why I emphasize to observe, to understand contact. Contact, Phassa ahara. The third one is Mano Sanchetana ahara, mental volition as nutriment. The fourth kind of food or 4th kind of nutriment is consciousness. These are the 4 nutriments for the sustenance of beings, all beings. When we say all beings, not only beings born to this world. You know better in Karaniya Metta Sutta. When we recite Karaniya Metta Sutta, there's a place we recite Bhutava Sambhave Seva Sabbe Satta Bhavantu Sukhitatta. That is how we recite, how we extend our loving thoughts, loving friendliness to all beings in the world. Bhuta means those born to this world. Sambhave Seva. Sambhave Seva, those are being born. Those are not yet born. But still they are arriving. They are seeking a place to be born. We extend our good thoughts, loving thoughts towards those beings too. Sambhave Seva. They want this volitional food, mental volitional food. That is how we have to understand the existence of mind and matter. Now let's understand the extinction of mind and matter. Cessation of mind and matter. For this, an effort to be made, not automatically. This never happened automatically. For this, for the extinction, for the cessation of mind and matter, for the cessation of dukkha, one has to make an effort and practice meditation. Not concentration is not enough. Should practice vipassana. Should give up things. Should cut off all sort of attachment. Personality belief. That is not personalization, but impersonalization. A sort of development of impersonalized thoughts. Selfless thoughts, not self-centered thoughts. These selfless thoughts or impersonalized thoughts leads us to the attainment of enlightenment. For that we have to practice. When you practice mindfulness of breathing, you can develop your concentration, develop your wisdom. that is inside, and you can see things as they are. You can see this body, this mind, objectively, and understand the real existence of mind and matter. Those who realize this, they are not clinging to this world, unattached. They are the enlightened ones. After their attainment of enlightenment, they live here in this world, within this society, but unattached. No attachment, no repulsion. They are living in this society. When they passed away not to be born again. That is how the Buddha passed away on this very day, the Vesak full moon day. The Buddha passed away not to be born again. Those who do not know Buddhism, they believe that Buddha is coming again, like Jesus. They believe, they think, and they talk about the Buddha's revisiting. Buddha will be born again, but Buddhas never be born again. Because they have completely eradicated their defilements, eradicated their underlying tendencies. They are not born again. They are just like the light, the lamp blown out. Once it is gone, once it's blown, we don't know where it goes. And when we see the light, the lamp, we can understand clearly, as long as there is oil, wick is burning. Once the oil is no more, the wick is no more, it's not burning any longer. Just like that, the enlightened ones, they live here in this world with us as long as they want. Once they pass away, they are not to be born again. So, some people want to know whether they are born again, and they try to argue this. And they just talk about the Arahants, whether they are born, whether they are not born, like that sort of questions, arguments. These are quite unanswered questions, There are 10 unanswered questions. In the time of the Buddha, some people came to the Buddha and asked 10 questions. Buddha never answered this. Some wanted to know whether the world is finite. Some they wanted to know the world is infinite. Finite or infinite. Two kinds of questions. There were some, they want to know whether the world is eternal. And some ask, the world is not eternal. Whether the world is not eternal. So, the world is eternal, world is not eternal. World is finite, the world is infinite. Those are 4 kinds of questions. Then some, they thought that the soul and body is the same. They wanted to know the soul and body is the same. Or the soul is one thing, the body is another thing. So those are 2 kinds of questions again. So 6. Then some, they wanted to know whether the Arahants, after they are dead, the Arahants, whether they are born again, or whether the Arahants not be born again, or whether they are born or not to be born again, or neither born or not born again. 4 types of questions again, referring to the Arahant, the enlightened ones. So those are the 10 kinds of questions. Buddha, when put these questions to Buddha, Buddha became silent. Because these are irrelevant for the practice, for the realization of Nibbana. Irrelevant questions. The Buddha did not answer these questions. So the beings, whatever beings, we are born again and again. This mind and matter, this physicality and mentality comes to be because of craving, because of ignorance. The Buddha very clearly said, mind and matter comes to be because of consciousness. Consciousness comes to be because of mind and matter. Vijnana paccaya nama rupam, nama rupa paccaya vijnana. That is the teaching of the Buddha. So if there is no name and form, mind and matter, there is no consciousness. If there is no consciousness, there is no mind and matter. That is how we have to understand mind and matter. So this mind and matter, if we can understand this mind and matter, this mentality and physicality within us, we don't want to worry about others' mind and matter. We have to understand our own nature. To understand this, we have to practice this Dhamma. To practice this Dhamma, we have to study this Dhamma. When we study and practice this Dhamma, we can realize this Dhamma here in this very world. And we can attain supreme bliss of Nibbana, the imperturbable bliss of Nibbana here in this very world. That is why we have to practice this Dhamma. So let's understand the significance of this Dhamma. As we all got together this morning, we observe precepts, 8 precepts, and from that time we practice this meditation. Now, the lunchtime we offer the puja in the name of the Buddha by recollecting the great virtues of the Buddha. And now you all listen to a sermon, listen to a Dhamma talk. By doing all these good deeds, practicing Dhamma, we acquire a great deal of merit. By the power of all this merit, may we all attain perpetual bliss of Nibbana. With that good thought, say sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.